and welcome to the FNB Women's Super League Highlight Show. We're back. My name is Emmanuel Nkora, host, and I'm joined by my co-host, ever present, Brenda. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's good to be back and just talk about all things women's football.
Yep. And we're getting straight into it. So, round number 12. This is the second leg of the season. Here are the results. So we had 3 games, 3 highlights to show you, but the results that we did not get, we have to talk with the first game that is on your screen that was played at 10 a.m., probably the game of the weekend. Unam Bokis versus African Stars Queens. Unam Bokis getting that victory, I can say. Hanavi scoring that goal.
Exactly.
What's actually special with this is that she essentially assisted herself. She threw it in against a player. She got the ball back and hit it towards goal, and she scored. So she assisted herself.
Very, very. And I think they're still ongoing with their winning streak because previously they, were slipping here and there, but it just comes to show that they know what they're doing and they're back in the game with their heads and, playing the ball like it's supposed to be played.
Yep, 100%. Tough loss for African Stars Queens. And then we have FC Ongos defeating Nas Babes, which is a standard victory, a 4-0 victory for them there. A standard 3 points.
And I think when you put FC Ongos up against Nas Babes, there's a lot to say also. When you give it to Nas Babes, kudos for, playing out through the entire match and showing us what you can do with the ball, defending it here and there. But also remember that FC Ongos, they are veterans. They know what they're doing. They came here to win and they're coming here to show that maybe we're still going to win this title because it's looking critical up there in the top 3.
Yeah. And the 3 highlights of the 3 games, Mighty Gunners, the champions, we have them in these highlights. So let's have a look at the 3 games and their highlights. And those were the three highlights of the three games, starting with Mighty Gunners versus Desert Foxes, Windhoek City versus Komasnampo, and Arrows Ladies versus Mighty Angels. We can start with the first game of that day, the Saturday, Mighty Gunners versus Desert Foxes, the champions versus the unfortunate promoted team.
Exactly.
7-1. And who was present in that game once again?
Lena Wingo.
Lina Alwendo. From winning Player of the Month in March, she has just continued her streak.
I think when it comes to Lena Alwendo, she is one of those names that you should know when it comes to women's football. She's proving to herself constantly every single game that I'm here to play ball and I'm going to show you how it's being played. And even with her scoring multiple goals in the 7-1, you know, it's incredible. And it comes to show that this team is a dangerous team and they might also just take away the cup. You never know.
Yeah, they might just retain. It's the goal difference is even getting more stark and stark. So well done to them. And then Arrows Ladies versus Mighty Angels. Arrows Ladies are starting to show that they are not a team to be played with.
Yeah.
After that 8-1 victory that they got, they get a 3-0 victory against Mighty Angels. I'm a little bit surprised also that Mighty Angels weren't even allowed to score here. But yeah, Arrows are starting to show their muscle.
And it just comes to show that when it comes to Arrows, we're a bit skeptical when it comes to the team because when we started off the league, they were not as consistent as they were now. But you can clearly see something went or happened internally with the coaches talking to them, with the training, and perhaps they went to go observe themselves as players and just finally team up and do what they're supposed to be doing best on the court.
Yeah, 100%. Brenda having 2 assists in that game, so she was a standout for Arrows. And then lastly, Windhoek City versus Komasnampo. A big game there because when they started this game, they were 5th and 6th in the log table, so they had to really separate themselves.
Yeah.
And Komasnampo, again, the veteran team, separated themselves with a 3-0 victory.
Exactly. And I would say that was a very interesting game to watch per se because when it comes to such a game, you're looking at Windhoek City and Komasnampo. Those are two big teams in the league. And we're very shocked by the results, to be honest, or I was per se. And I was disappointed, you know, when it comes to Windhoek City. I'm like, what is really going on? What is happening in your team? Because at least score at least one goal.
I mean, they went to South Africa and had the beautiful tournament.
Exactly.
And,
and you had all that experience, you know, just to come back and perhaps they were exhausted, you can say, and not having the game, you know, the ball and all of that. But it's a bit sketchy, but they came to show themselves, you know, in round 30.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But also shout out to Adams, who was influential in that game, woman of the match for Komasnampo versus Windhoek City. Now, let's actually get the thoughts of the head coach of Komasnampo, Coach Paulus. Here's what she had to say.
It was not an easy game because first leg they beaten us 2-1. So this time around, I talked to my players. We will use the set pieces because we know they are not fast, and I have fast wingers, which is Adams and Thomas, the ones that was giving them problems. So I told them we need to do the set pieces, so we score a lot of goals. So basically, the game plan was to attack and score more goals.
And those were the wise words of the head coach of Komasnampo, Miss Novata Paulus. So those were the games for round 12. Stay tuned after the break. We will have all the talking points of round 13. This is the FNB Women's Super League Highlight Show presented by Mass TV. See you after the break.
It is finally here. A way to save together. FNB WeSave account allows families, friends, and communities to save together using the FNB app, cell phone banking, online banking, or ATM deposit.
We are saving for my education. I want to study at the best university.
FNB WeSave allows 3 to 90 people to save together towards a goal.
Yes, Shiri. We are saving to prepare our homestead for our children and our grandchildren.
Everyone is able to see when a deposit or withdrawal is made and how much.
No, this year there is a big wedding coming and all of us are going to contribute to our WeSave account.
It is simple, secure, and transparent.
Our friend is retiring and we want to celebrate her and give her something special. I made my contribution at the ATM.
Different dreams, different ways to deposit, the best way to save together. Open your FNB WeSave account at an FNB branch today and experience an easier and quicker way to reach your goals together.
And welcome back to the show. So, getting back into it, the Sunday games, round 13. Here are the results on your screen. The morning games starting at 10 a.m. Arrows Ladies drawing 1-1 with African Stars Queens. Unambokis as well drawing 1-1 with Mighty Angels. And then at the 1 p.m. game, Windhoek City finally getting 3 points, 3 goals against Desert Foxes. FC Ongos Ladies doing what they do against V Power Angels, a 3-0 win. And then Mighty Gunners defeating Kumas Nampo in a tough game 4-2. So for the highlights, we've got 3 games.
Yeah.
And for the games that we don't have, it is Unambokis versus Mighty Angels. I'm a little bit surprised with this result here. A draw where I would thought that Unambokis would have maybe got a victory here.
Especially when their previous game on Saturday, I thought they'll come back stronger, bigger, better. And I was really surprised. I was like, what's going on? Were you guys tired? Were you guys too in your heads about the ball? Because I think once you win your previous game, you come back, you're like, we'll win again. But you don't know what your next opponent has in store for you. And I'll say kudos, to their competitors for coming through and making it the equalizer.
Yeah, a good result for Mighty Angels, it really must be said. So then we go to Windhoek City and Desert Foxes redemption, I would assume.
Because on Saturday they didn't make it. They came back and I basically have 3 points, and it's a professional 3 points that they have to come and get. So I'd say they did an amazing job. But let's not just give them too much of energy and spice.
Yeah, well, because of
Yeah,
Lydiana, we are talking about your team nicely. But yes, a great 3 goals, 3 points.
Yeah.
So, and we still have to say, Desert Foxes, you will get a win. But let's go to the highlights of the 3 games that we did have. Here they are. And those were the highlights on the Sunday round 13. Now, the talking points. Let's start with the earliest game. Arrows ladies drawing 1-1 against African Stars Queens. Hope, the teenager, is running people ragged there. In this game, she scored quite early against Anna Jeremiah, the right back of African Stars. And I mentioned Anna Jeremiah because Anna Jeremiah, in the first half, scored the equalizer.
Exactly.
And then in the second half, they really fought for somebody to be a heroine, but they shared all the 1 point, I guess.
I think that's the power of soccer. You know, as much as we're competing for this cup, as much as we're competing to see who's going to take it, you can really see the passion these ladies are putting into the ball. And when you look at Hope, we spoke about her, previously. We said, watch out for this young girl because she is the next big thing in women's football, especially in Namibia. And I'd say it's good that she's, letting the elderly people, run for this ball because she's telling them, listen, the young girls are here to conquer this cup, and that's what she's doing for her team.
I know she's actually quite good the way she cuts
especially
in
her
and out.
tactics, yeah.
Yep. And so well done to both teams for getting 1 point. And then we have to go to FC Ongos doing another good job. Reminder that they haven't conceded this weekend. There's a new goalkeeper, Zolika, that has been signed. She has kept 2 clean sheets this weekend. 3-0, and Yvonne Klopper getting involved, 2 goals and an assist in this Sunday game. Job well done.
I'd say when it comes to that game specifically, what stood out for me was the tactics of the players, how the teamwork around it. It really stood out for me, especially in that game. So it was an amazing game to watch if you were not there.
And then, of course, the biggest game of that Sunday, Komas Nampo, the home team, Mighty Gunners ladies versus Komas Nampo. And a back and forth. And we had interviews of both coaches. Coach Novata Polis of Komas Nampo saying she knew that it was going to be a back and forth. She was also saying that the double header was an issue for her team, that maybe if she had more time to prepare, she would actually have a better result against the champions. But we will also hear from Coach Salome and what she thought. But the result, nonetheless, is 4-2. And Lina Alwendu, we keep on saying it, player of the match again.
Exactly. And when it comes to Lina Alwendu, guys, this is the star. I want her out of this country. I want her somewhere except being in Namibia, right? She can be in South Africa, she can do whatever she wants, but wherever Lina Alwendu is, a goal will be scored, a game will be made, and it will be worth watching every single time.
Yes, and 100% we have to give props to the hat-trick hero, basically, of that game. Lina Alwendu won player of the match, but Viola V got the hat-trick. So well done to her as well. So let's actually hear now from the head coach of the champions, NDF, Mighty Gunners ladies. You have to say the whole thing. Here's the head coach, Miss Salome Iyambo.
Thank you very much. I just want to say well done to the girls. They came into this game. We wanted to win it. A bit scary in the first minutes of the first half, as you saw that it was 2-2. We went back to the tactical board, re-emphasized on our instructions. They came back and they make sure that they put the game to bed. We did not really contain the first half as per the instruction. A lot of positional discipline in our defensive half. We were not really keeping our shape, and we rectified that after the halftime. You could see the shifting of the ball, you could see breaking lines, you could see beating the defense with long-range shots. It's unfortunate that we couldn't get any of those goals coming from the wings, but the plan was followed only in the second half, and it went really well. I commend the girls for really following instruction during that second half. I mean, for us, this is great. This is resilience. We were always having an upper hand. From the first minute we scored, they came back, equalized. We went up, they came back, equalized, and we decided to lock that. So this is determination. This is what champions do. We are the defending champions, and we need to keep going. Every team can come, and they should come and chase.
And those were the words of the head coach of NDF, Mighty Gunners ladies. They have scored 11 goals in 2 games. So well done to them. Yeah, those were the games over the weekend, round 12, round 13. But still stay tuned to the show. We'll see you after the break.
It is finally here, a way to save together. FNB WeSave account allows families, friends, and communities to save together using the FNB app, cell phone banking, online banking, or ATM deposit.
We are saving for my education. I want to study at the best university.
FNB WeSave allows 3 to 90 people to save together towards a goal.
Yes, Shiri, we are saving to prepare our homestead for our children and our grandchildren.
Everyone is able to see when a deposit or withdrawal is made and how much.
No, this year there is a big wedding coming and all of us are going to contribute to our WeSave account.
It is simple, secure, and transparent.
Our friend is retiring and we want to celebrate her and give her something special. I made my contribution at the ATM.
Different dreams, different ways to deposit, the best way to save together. Open your FNB WeSave account at an FNB branch today and experience an easier and quicker way to reach your goals together.
And welcome back to the FNB Women's Super League highlight show presented by Mass TV. So here is the log table. This is what it's all about. At the top of the table there in green, Mighty Gunners are still at the top of the table. And I mean, 11 goals in a weekend, they don't seem like they are going to be stopping here.
They might just take away the cup. It might just be theirs, to be honest. But, you know...
FC Ongo's still there in second.
Yeah, and they still, Mbokis, with their winning streak still ongoing. There's still time to prove that. So I think when it comes to the top 3, you can say it's really between FC Ongos and Mighty Gunners, and Mbokis might here and there, but it's really just between Mighty Gunners and FC Ongos.
Yeah, and Komas Nampol and African Stars. Komas Nampol leapfrogging African Stars there. So at the bottom of the table now, we have to start with Desert Foxes. I'm in correspondence with the coach, and I keep telling him we are all going to celebrate as a franchise of a league when you get your victory, because you will get your victory eventually. Yeah.
I think Desert Foxes, the possibility is there for them to get out of the relegation zone, right? But they need to prove themselves right now because time is going and the league is about to end.
Now, here are the fixtures of the upcoming games, round 14 and 15. So that is us for the show. We will see you next week, but please follow Mass TV where you will be able to see all the games that we will be streaming this weekend. For myself and Brenda,
It is. Goodbye.
cheers everybody.